everybody. It's your girl, the one and only ToresaBeFree. And listen, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to another episode in Free's World. Listen, let me just tell y'all something. It has been an absolute, and I do mean absolute thrill for me to be able to come and kick it and hang out with you in these past 3 Sundays. And now, in our fourth episode, I can now say 4 Sundays in this new season of Free's World with ToresaBeFree. Listen, I have been having the blessed opportunity to come and share some story times with you that I believe has touched and blessed and empowered and shocked so many of you, because oftentimes people who have gone through hell and have been able to walk out looking the way that I look, oftentimes when you see people like me, you don't realize that we've been through some stuff because we look absolutely nothing like what we've been through. But I'm so honored and I'm so grateful to be able to be in this place and in this space of life where I can come and talk to you freely and in my complete, whole, and authentic self and share my story without any shame, without any embarrassment, and be able to speak to you and have a conversation with you from a healed, healthy, and whole place. But I'm only able to do that though because I've gone through my process. Yes, I've gone through my process. And so now when I talk to you and when I share stories with you, I'm not talking to you or sharing things with you from a space of resentment or bitterness or in a space of you actually are not ready to talk about this just yet. You're almost there, but not just yet, as I did when I first started my channel back in 2021 when I first moved here. And so, for those of you who have been on the journey with me, you've been watching me from afar via here now in this new season of my YouTube channel, and maybe you have gone back and you've taken in some of the old content, which is still good. It's still great conversations, and there's still things that are shared that can help you. But if you've been on the journey with me from back then, in Free's World, to following me on my Instagram and TikTok, you clearly, with your visual eyes, can see that I don't look like anything that I've been through. And so I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that I gave myself time. And I'm thankful that I did not allow myself to rush through my process. And so today, the topic of discussion is going to be kind of around my story times, but talking about being not just being a survivor, but becoming one that thrives through the surviving of whatever it is that you've gone through. And so this is where I want to go in the conversation. So I started out by sharing with you some things, just a little bit of some of the things that I've gone through in regards to relationship and marriage and walking through divorce. And I will share even more with you as the days and weeks and months go by. But I highlighted a couple of instances in my experience where I walked through and endured being in a marriage that was filled with infidelity, and letting you in a little bit on some of the things that I had to experience. And so, if you haven't watched the first, excuse me, if you have not watched the second episode or the third episode, then I'm going to encourage you after you watch this episode to go back and take those in, and even go back to number one, where I'm talking about abuse. I've been through some things. And so I've overcame, and I became a survivor who is now thriving in life because I allowed myself to do my personal internal work. And that is one thing that you all will constantly hear me talking about, regardless to me being here having this conversation that matters moment with you in our collective, or if you're experiencing me over on TikTok or Instagram. I am an avid believer of doing your internal work so that you can become healed, healthy, and whole. It is imperative. And so I went through these experiences of being married, not once, but twice. But I've gone through the experiences of being in marriages where they were completely chaotic, full of toxicity, full of emotional, verbal, physical abuse, and dealing with all of the insecurities of that were festering in me, that would cause me to allow myself to tolerate behaviors in individuals that I had no business tolerating. But because I was not completely solid and firm in my foundation of who I was as a woman, I allowed myself to be in these situations and in these circumstances. Whereas if I was the person that I am now back then, I would have known better. And so that is the purpose of me being able to share with you on this platform, by giving you tools through my stories, tangible tools that you can take and apply to your life to help empower yourself in making solid and firm decisions when it comes to you, and bettering yourself so that you too can learn how to begin to live your best life. And so, we no longer just want to survive. I don't want to just survive. Surviving for me means that I'm living at the bare minimum. I am now thriving. Well, how can you get to a place of thriving, you say? Well, when you make decisions that say, okay, I'm going to have to do this for myself. I'm going to have to do this for me. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that those in my so-called inner circle, they're not going to understand. They're not going to get it. I'm going to have some naysayers. I'm going to have some people that want to argue with me over a decision that I am making for myself. But guess what? I have to do this for me because I know that this is the best and absolute thing that I can do for myself, regardless to what people may say or think. And so I want to talk to you about that, because many of you, I feel it, because the presence of God is resting on me, Spirit is resting on me. Many of you are dwelling inside of a holding pattern. That's right, I said it. You are in survival mode because you are surviving. You are in the land of tolerations of a holding pattern. You're allowing behaviors that have nothing to do with you keep you in a place of being held hostage, living a life and residing in a lifestyle that was not ever created for you to live, because you chose to be with somebody, in a relationship with somebody who you were not ever supposed to be with in the first place. Oh God, here we go. Here we go. I'm calling a lot of you out on the carpet right now. Many of you are in relationships with individuals that you were never supposed to have ever been linked up with. And that's just what it was. It was a link up, but it was not somebody that you should have ever been able to call someone that is your life partner. It was just a link up. Some of y'all, it was just we doing what we doing, and then it turned into something else that it should not have ever been. And so let me just say this right here, because I feel the push to go right here. Some of you need to pause in the sex department for a minute. Some of you women need to keep your legs closed for a minute. Some of you men need to keep your package zipped up in your pants for a minute, because you are linking up to with people because it was a link up. We just wanted to smash, and then the next thing we know, we find ourselves in a relationship with somebody who was never designed for us to be in a relationship. Why are we doing this? Why do we continue to do this? Why are we continuing to ignore the red flags? I talked about that in episode 2, ignoring the red flags, but we do it anyway. And then we wonder why the relationship or this no, we wonder why we find ourselves in situationships, because this is not something that we were ever supposed to be in the first place. And then, like me, you turn around and you marry that situationship and have the nerve to want to call it a relationship, a marriage. What a lie. It's cap. I've earned my degree. We're talking about going from the land of surviving into the dimension and plane of thriving. How can you get there? Ask yourself that question. How can I take myself from survivor mode into thriving mode? It will mean that you, yes, you, are going to begin to take self inventory. You're going to have to take a personal self inventory of where you are. And as I think about it, I talk about doing a self inventory in my journal, 22 Reset and Renew. You have to take an internal inventory of what you're doing. And then you got to begin to ask yourself serious questions as to why you keep doing certain things over and over and over and over again. Because those those things that you are doing, they are not yielding you the results that you desire to have. And so you stay in survival mode. How long do you want to stay in survival mode? Your whole daggone life? Or do you want to start thriving? I mean, for real, let's be for real. Be for real, people. How long? How long do you want to continue to complain about the situation that you find yourself in? How long are you going to keep talking about it? How long are you going to keep being sad, angry, and depressed over something that you have complete control over? How long? How long are you going to keep bugging your best friend about something you already know you should be doing? How long are you going to keep talking to them about it? How long how long do you expect for them to keep telling you or suggesting to you what you should do? Some of them ain't even suggesting to you no more. Some of your people that you've been that you have had their ear with, they've already said to you, girl, you already know what you're supposed to do. Bruh, you already know what you're supposed to do. And you already know what you're supposed to do. But you won't do it because of fear. You continue to want to allow yourself to remain in a holding pattern instead of stopping the pattern and opening the door, carving out a door and walking the hell out. You must like it there. You must like it there. Yes, the sun is changing directions, but I'm going to keep going. You must like it there. You must like it there. I know you mad right now because I feel it, but you must like it there because you remain there. Aren't you tired of talking about it? Don't you think they tired of seeing you go through it? When are you going to do something about it so that you move from surviving to thriving and trusting whatever your process is? Many of you do not trust what your process is. And so therefore, because you don't trust your process, you might remove yourself out of one situation only to not give yourself ample amount of time to heal and become whole, but only to jump into another situation that completely mirrors what you just walked through. But then you want to complain about that person that you're with versus the person you were with prior. You know what? It has absolutely nothing to do with that person. It has absolutely everything to do with you. When you gonna start looking at you? When you gonna start checking yourself in the mirror? When you gonna start getting mad at yourself for continuing to do the same thing over and over and over and over again? It's your fault. It's your fault. Good or bad, it's your fault. So if you don't like your present situation, if you don't like the fact that you've been dealing with this, whatever this is, for however many years, then why don't you do something about it? Why don't you stop talking about it and do something about it? Is it going to be a hard decision that you're going to make? I'm here to tell you absolutely yes. However, in the end, you will feel so much better as you walk it out, whatever walking it out looks like for you. But you will begin to feel so much better because you are finally doing something that is solely and completely for you. It has nothing to do with you bending over backwards, trying to accommodate a situation that you need to let go of. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I feel this energy so strong moving through me. Oh my God. Why are so many of you holding on to situations, experiences, relationships, men, women that you know you need to let go of because it's killing you? It's sucking the very life out of you. That's what I had to tell this person that I was married to. This is sucking the very life out of me. It's killing me slowly. Why might be in something and like that, and you know it's not good for you. It never was good for you from day one. But you made excuses for certain behaviors that you knew did not align with you. You talking good, T. Yeah, I know. So that's just it. This episode is a call out on the carpet because you cap. You cap, and you know it. You know you're lying to yourself. You've been lying to yourself. When you gonna do something about it? That's how we're gonna close this one out. When you gonna do something about it? You've been done. So since you've been done, that's what I heard in my spirit. You've been done. So if you've been done, then dang, when you gonna do something about it? When you gonna tell them that you're done? I know you don't have the plan all the way together, but it's time for you to start taking the steps. It's time for you to start taking the steps. And I hear in my spirit that it's not just relationships, it's in careers, it's in business, it's in school, it's in how you deal with your children, it's in how you are continuing to not deal with yourself. Because this time, this is about you. Oh my God. Let me say it again. Let me say it again because this time, this is absolutely 1000% about you. If you want to go from surviving to thriving, this time you have to be selfish because this is about you. Oh my God. Talk, spirit. Talk, T. You talking good. Yes, I know. I'm not telling you all anything that I have not told myself. I'm not sharing any information with you all that I have not walked out myself. My job is to call you out. My job is to speak to you in that dark space. My job is to come back and pull you out. That's what I'm here for. That's what this episode is here for. I'm here to pull you out of that dark space. I'm here to pull you out of that situational depression because you have control over this. It's only a matter of, are you ready to get up now? Are you willing to get up now? Do you want to continue to wallow in that filth that you're in? Do you want to continue to cover yourself up in that dirt that you are in? Do you not know that people see you in the mess that you're in? But you have the nerve to try to cover it up and think that you look good with all that makeup on? You look like a clown. You look like a clown. I know y'all don't like it, but it's the truth anyhow. So are you ready to stop looking like a clown and get up and wipe all that mess off and get to work? I'm just saying. If you want to go from surviving to thriving, then that's what you're going to have to do. Because this is about you. This is for you. This is all about you. This ain't about that other person. This is about you. Do you realize that? Your life is more valuable. Your life is more worthy than that person that you keep trying to live it for. You thought that baby was going to keep them. No, honey. It don't have nothing to do with that baby. This is about you. Hello? 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 This is about you. Okay, I didn't want to say it. You thought that BBL was going to keep him? You thought that BBL is what it was all about? No, beloved. This is about you. It's about you. When you going to start living your life for you? Too many of my young ladies, you are wrapping yourself up into all of these men for what? They don't want you. They don't want you. I wasn't trying to go over here, but let's just call a spade a spade. They don't want you. You're not adding anything to them. It's time for you to start working on you. Stop doing wifely things for men who are not even looking at you in that fashion. Come out of survivor their survivor hold, and get yourself into a place of thriving and happiness from the inside out. Your happiness is not in you and how cut you are and how big your behind is and how big you get your breasts. People know the real truth when they look at you, when they see death in your eyes. Come on now. We're working to get out of that holding pattern that we have allowed ourselves to be in, to exist in for years and years and years. Aren't you tired of existing? Aren't you tired? Aren't you ready to get up? Aren't you ready to do better? Aren't you ready? Or do you want to stay there and die? Hmm. 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 And on that note, I'm going to end it there. We're going to let this one marinate. Yes, indeed. We're going to let this one marinate. Some of you needed this. A whole lot of you needed this because you've been skirting the very important details of your life for far too long. And so you needed this real talk in this episode with Free's World. And so I want to hear from you. I do, I do, I do. For those of you who feel bold and confident and courageous enough to jump down in those comments, in the collective, and talk to me, I want to hear what you got to say. What say ye? Who this was for? What say ye? Are you ready to own your stuff? Are you ready to take accountability and begin to do whatever it is that you know you need to do so that you can go from survivor mode into thriving? Drop down in them comments and talk back to me. Listen, I've had an amazing time. This has been absolutely amazing. This has also been eye-opening because I feel that this episode will make impact for many who will take in the full episode. So do yourself a favor and do the work. Do yourself a favor and go through your healing. Do yourself a favor and go and deal head on with all of the trauma that you've allowed yourself to go through so that you can heal from it. Sit in that pain. Let it come up and out so that you can heal, become healthy, and then become whole. And then your light will shine bright from the inside out for real. That's all you want. That's how you get from surviving to thriving, is when you do the work. Stop running from you. Stop running from you. Okay? Would y'all do that for me? Stop running from you. Stop running from you. Stop running to all of these men. Stop running to all of these women. Stop running to all of these people when all you got to do is sit with you for a minute and do your work. Okay? So, with that being said, I want to say thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much for taking time to allow me into your space. And thank you for allowing me to be in your face about things that you already know you need or should have been doing. And you know that this was your call out so that you can do better. I honor you. I bless you. I do, because this is a huge day for you, because now you're going to begin to move forward so that you can start living your best life, whatever that looks like. Totally free and authentically you. So that's it. That's all I got to say. Until next week, I'll see y'all down in the comments. Bye.